My name is Megan Pays, and I'm going to explain to you what to look for in a brush and how to take care of them. There are multiple types of brushes that you can get. First, we can talk about the eyeshadow brushes. The feeling of them is very different. You can get some that are a little bit more coarse, some of them are fine. Best to buy better quality, best to buy real brushes with real hair. Some say squirrel hair is the best. It's up to you and what you feel. When you're shopping for a brush, you want to feel the brush, you want to make sure that none of the bristles are falling out. Pinched brushes, so when the metal part is pinched in, you don't really want that, especially when you're talking about a blush brush or a foundation brush. You want a full barrel. Taking care of brushes, recommended if you are using your makeup brush on other people, you should clean them right off your, either every person or that night before you go on to another individual. If it's for yourself, it depends on how often you wear your makeup. Only you can gauge when you think it's ready. But remember, it's good sanitation to keep on cleaning them. You can use a Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo. That's great. Sometimes you can buy a brush cleaner, but usually brush cleaners are more of a holdover. When you wet them and you lay them to dry, lay them dry flat over a counter. Make sure that you've shaped the brush back into shape so that it maintains basically, so when you're putting it on, it's always going to be the same type of shape. Now, there are different types of brushes you can get. This is all for, these four are for eyeshadow. You have the ones that more have a slick kind of appearance, are more for anything cream or wet. So if you're planning on using a cream eyeshadow, you're definitely going to want to use something like this. You can buy this. I bought this from Shoppers Drug Mart Quo. It's great. Goes on seamlessly, no problem. Then you also have your full brushes, so the full eyeshadow brush, something for all over. One I have is a little bit more skinny. I like that so I can get into the tiny creases. I've got one that's a little bit more blunt. I use that all over. And then I've got one that's short and blunt, and I like that for definitely the crease and doing it all over and side shading. So these, I feel, these three are essentials when it comes to doing your eyeshadow properly if you really want to get a multi-look. We also have a concealer brush. I really like this. Some people use their fingers, and using your fingers is nice because then your fingers are warm, so it creates the concealer to be a little bit more, it goes on a little bit better towards the skin around the eye. Just make sure that you use your last fingers because they have less pull. You don't want to be tugging on your eyes. You'll create dark circles, and it's just not good. If you use a brush, it's great. Just make sure you keep it clean because it is around your eyes a lot. And I find that I can really get into the corners. It also does have a very slick appearance. I like a medium-sized concealer brush, therefore I can use it for pimples or eyes or anything like that. It's a good size. Too small, it takes too long, too big, it's too much of a mess. Next I have liner brushes. I've got two different types of liner brushes that I use here. I've got an angled liner brush, which is actually starting to look a little funny since I just used it. So it's just cut at an angle and it's very thin, and I really like it. I got this from Quo as well. This one I didn't. I got this from, I think it was a makeup company, but it was from school. But you can get them anywhere. They're just flat and they're a little bit more rounded. And this is more if you want a longer look. You don't really need the angle. You can just live with an angle and you can just live with this. But you should have either one when you're going to do a liner, if you're using a cream liner. Or even a powder liner, it works for that too. Next I have a lip brush. It's pretty standard. It's for lips. I find it's better than using a finger. Sometimes hygienically it's better, like if you're on the go, it's, you know, but sometimes you can get travel sizes. They'll actually curl into like itself. I actually have a version of a trial lip brush, and it comes out, pops, and then now it's clean. So that's really great. Some people who have eyebrows that go a little bit wonky, this is really good, or eyelashes that kind of curl up. This is great for kind of keeping them tame. You can use Vaseline over your eyebrows afterwards to keep them in place. People really like that. You can create different looks with your eyebrows. You can either create more of like a longer look, or you can create them more slanted if you want to. Then I've got the face brushes. I've got a blush brush. Blush brush is small. I have a powder brush, which is much bigger. And then I've got a bronzer brush. And I know it's a bronzer brush because of the way that it's snipped in. And I like these, and they're all very, very soft brushes. This one's actually Red Earth, and I really, really enjoy it. It was definitely worth the $30 I spent on it, but this one was from Quo, and it was a lot less, and you can get them on sale, and I thought they were great. Please don't cut your blush brush or powder brush like a Barbie doll head. It is not a Barbie doll head. If you need to cut it, go get a new one. It's good to take care of your brushes. They do a lot for you, and it's definitely worth the investment. I've kept my brushes for upwards of 10 years. So it's definitely worth it to buy some pretty good quality brushes. This is a fan brush. This isn't an essential, but I suggest it if you're working with dark colors like black. If any of the eyeshadow tends to fall underneath your eye, you just take this puppy and you just go and they're gone. So anything that might fall on your cheeks. And another tool is the eyelash curler. Some people get scared looking at it. Just go slow. If you're going to use it on somebody else, go slow. You don't want to pinch them. You don't want to pinch your eyelashes. You're not in a hurry with it. If it scares you, just get a really good mascara with a really good plastic wand, and that should do the trick as well. This is only really necessary if you have really flat lashes anyway. If your lashes curl on their own, then you don't even need to invest in it. Oh, and if the plastic goes on it, don't bother looking for a replacement. You'll never find it. Just get a new one. It's not even worth going through the hassle of looking for it. Last but not least, we have the Clean Clear Oil Absorbing Sheets. Some people die by them. They're great if you're on the go and you're not going to be home all day to wash your face or reapply your makeup. And if you get a little bit oily, sometimes if you're touching your face all day, great to use these to blot. I definitely suggest putting that in your makeup kit on the go. And that is how we do brushes.